Hello everyone, I welcome you all on this YouTube channel UPSClogy. This is me Rahul and today we are going to cover the PubAdpedia magazine for the month of July 2024. So you must be knowing about this thing that PubAdpedia is the monthly current affair magazine for your public administration optional that will help you in your UPSC CSE and other state PCS examination. So this is the index, as you can see over here. Various current affair articles are segregated as per the syllabus of UPSC CSE. So these are the important articles that we are going to cover. This is about me. Here you can see I have cleared this NET as well as JRF in the first attempt with respect to public administration itself. Apart from that, you can see words of appreciation from AIR 61 of CSE 2023. Similarly, AIR 943 of CSE 2023 is also there, and all the toppers you can see from here. AIR 17 was also there. Okay, so you can just go through it. So let's get started without wasting a bit of time. Here the first topic is about organization. In organization we have the news with respect to industrial disaster. So insofar as the disasters are concerned, this news is something that you need to relate with your disaster, which is the part of your significant issues in Indian administration. Similarly, here you can see factory accidents. They are linking this thing with the rusty inspection. Inspection is what? If you look at the syllabus of your UPSC CSE, you will find administrative behavior as one of the topic. In administrative behavior you have decision making, communication, control, morale, motivation and leadership, and under control you will find various methods to control, and this is one of the method to control. Inspection is nothing but one of the method to control, and when it comes to control, control is also the part of planning, organization, command, control and coordination. That is the one of the elements of administration given by Henry Fayol. So basically inspection is nothing but it is the Fayol principle insofar as the POC is concerned. Similarly, if you look at the post corp, there also you will find this, and in the administrative behavior also control is one of the principle. Henry Fayol explained this control as the kind of equilibrium between goal setting and the kind of execution that we are having. So inspection or control mechanism is necessary. I hope you are done with this. Similarly, if you look at the inspection insofar as the factory accidents are concerned, if you look at the topic called significant issues in Indian administration, that is one of the last topic of your paper 2, you will find that disaster management is given there. So again you can relate this topic with that disaster management as well. You can relate this with administrative behavior as well as you can also relate it with the administrative thought of your syllabus. So one topic, many linkages. This is what you have to learn insofar as the current affair thing is concerned. If you look at the article, you will find that there are Indian boiler regulation that you can obviously use insofar as the human disasters are concerned. If you read the static syllabus, you will find that yes, disasters are of two types, natural as well as the man-made, and this is something that is called as the man-made disaster. In this PDF file only you will find the basement, the library basement incident of ORN. That is also a kind of man-made disaster caused due to poor drainage, water logging, etc. Okay, I hope you are getting this. Similarly, you also need to relate that okay, poor inspection is something that is the part of your control. Also, if you read the other aspects, you can just go through the highlighted portion. Apart from that, here they are highlighting the issue of corruption, rent seeking specifically they are highlighting, and they are not only highlighting that okay, rent seeking is the problem, they are highlighting the demand as well as the supply side of rent seeking. This is the understanding that you need to link with your static portion, because corruption is very important topic of your syllabus. So when it comes to corruption, you can highlight, you can touch on this dimension as well, that when it comes to rent seeking, there are two kind of aspects. One is the demand side, another is supply side. If you look at the second ARC fourth report, ethics in governance, in that also you will find that collusive bribery and collusion based bribery is also given there. So these are the things that you need to understand. Similarly, if you read about the Prevention of Corruption Act POCA, in that act also, in that Prevention Act also, you will find that both the things are you can say crimes. One is the taking of bribery and another is giving of bribery. So you just need to understand the demand and supply side. In this way you should use this article in your preparation. Here they are talking about inspection is acting both as inspect, and they are bound to follow the inspection as well as the facilitation. Okay, I hope you are getting. This is catalytic model of your NPM. Okay, like inspection is there, but facilitation is also there. You have to regulate, but also you have to facilitate, because we are living in the NPM era, new public management. In this way, you just need to analyze the important aspects of the article. I hope you are done with this. If similarly, there is a PYQ with respect to public corporation, autonomy of public corporation. So if you look at the syllabus, if you read the syllabus thoroughly, you will find that okay, in paper 2 PSU is given. If you read PSU, autonomy, accountability, conflict is the major theme of your syllabus. If you look at the PYQ, it used to like questions are from there. So similarly, you can relate PSU with the disaster management thing, Indian boiler regulation, etc. I hope you are getting. In this way, you just need to use the article in passing reference, because otherwise the syllabus, the questions are going to be static, but you have to use the kind of linkages like this. I hope you are done with this article. Similarly, the another article is about hierarchy culture. So this article is very important, as you know that hierarchy is one of the key component of our thinker called Max Weber, who is considered as the father of bureaucracy. So if you look at the hierarchy, there are various aspects, like hierarchy is defined as the system of classification and organization of people into different ranks. So you must be knowing about these things. Apart from that, the role of technology and the role of changing workforce demographics, the role of growing emphasis on the collaboration, the kind of system 4 that we are having. So all those things are affecting the kind of hierarchy that we have. If you look at the bureaucracy, if you analyze the Fayol principles, in that also hierarchy or the scalar process is one of the key component that was later criticized by Peter Drucker and other thinkers who used to criticize the classical thinkers. So hierarchy is one of the key element, because hierarchy is something that goes against the principle of unity of command, because once you are talking about unity of command, then obviously hierarchy is going to dilute that unity of command, because that will create multiple heads, and that's why Fayol come up with the principle of gangplank. Similarly, hierarchy is important for your communication. So various elements are there. You just need to read the article in order to have some current affair example, like as it is saying about technology. So you just need to relate those things. Otherwise, in static you will only find the basic aspects of hierarchy, but here you give this, if after reading this you see okay, technology is going to impact the hierarchy, and then you can just read about the various important like value addition things. Okay, so this is very self-explanatory article, so you can just read it from here. Apart from that, the linkages of hierarchy, the R factor is going to be an important element in this article. So if you look at the hierarchy, okay, hierarchy is the topic. You look at the bureaucracy, in bureaucracy you will find that okay, hierarchy is important. But now who all are the important thinkers who talk about hierarchy? In Kautilya's idea in Arthashastra, you will find that okay, king, viceroy, this Samhartas, okay, all these Gop, Gramika, hierarchy was there. If you look at your ancient administration, or for that matter ancient history book, R.S. Sharma, etc., you will find that okay, keywords are there and overall hierarchy is there. In Mughals also hierarchy was there. In district administration, the development administration hierarchy is there, as well as the revenue collection hierarchy is there. I hope you are getting what I am saying. Apart from that, Fayol, you look at the Fayol, you will find gangplank. Similarly, Taylor, if you look at the Taylor, you will find that okay, Taylor was talking about this sort of like functional foremanship where there are multiple heads. So the latest, the current example of this kind of phenomena is Zomato, Swiggy, etc. So if you look at Zomato model, Swiggy model, or for that matter Instamart model, Blinkit model, one delivery person is there who is like many foremanship, like if you look at this thing, functional foremanship, and there are 4 boss for like one purpose, 4 for other. So similarly here the delivery boy is coordinated by different like systems. Okay, so like restaurant is there, the Zomato and like the Zomato administration system is there, management is there. Similarly, if you look at if you have ordered something as a customer, you are also monitoring that the location of this Zomato, Swiggy delivery boy. So you are getting this, that this person is like administered by various things, like government is also administering by by you can say imposing various rules, regulation, or for that matter the 4 labor laws are also going to impact this delivery boy. Similarly, the traffic rules, traffic police, everything is going to be they are creating a system that is going to have like support this administration. I hope you are getting. This is how the things needs to be cleared. Apart from that, Gulick Urvik, they are also talking about the span of control and the principle of the like limited subordinate to that of the superior. So all the things are there with respect to hierarchy. Similarly, if you look at the another portion of your syllabus, accountability and control, so CBI, with respect to CBI, how it is covered and controlled by various agencies, like center is controlling CBI, you must be knowing about this thing. If you look at the judgments, like for example the caged parrot judgment sort of thing from the court, that is basically highlighting that okay, center is controlling and miscontrolling the CBI, there is no doubt about it. Similarly, if you look at this article is going to another dimension, that okay, West Bengal suit against CBI proves maintainable Supreme Court. So now what we are witnessing, that okay, state is also controlling CBI, sir and ma'am. This is what you need to understand. State can also control CBI. If you find this kind of question, you can also mention the specific section of CBI, this Delhi Special Police Establishment Act, which basically provides the opportunity in which the state can give the general and specific consent to the CBI. So this is what you have to understand. General consent is basically the phenomena where CBI can directly take up the case, but if general consent is not being given by a particular state, CBI has to ask the state government, they have to ask for their permission, and then only they can basically go ahead. Okay, I hope you are getting. So in most of the states where the state government is not the part of the coalition that is at the center, so in those states you will find that general consent is not being given, or it is withdrawn. So that's why they have to ask for the permission. So here you can see that okay, state is controlling, and now judicial control can be seen. Okay, here also the judgment is basically judicial review, you must be knowing about this thing. So similarly you can just relate that okay, CBI is the phenomena, the CBI is basically controlled by various elements. So these are the things that you need to relate and you need to use in your answers. Apart from that, these are the PYQs, and then we have the legislative, executive, judicial control over administration. This is one of the important theme of your previous year question. If you look at the PYQs, you will find that in all the years, in the previous years, they have asked about the legislative control. In one year they ask about legislative control, in second year they ask about executive control, sometimes they talk about judicial control. They will say that okay, executive control is very closer control. In legislative they will say that legislative control is not that effective, or it is not real. Sometimes they will ask that judicial control is very effective, it is very real. Okay, so you just need to have the pros and cons, the positives and negatives of all those control. In this year also, if I am not wrong, they have asked about legislative and the effectiveness of the legislative control. Most probably it was one of the questions. So you just need to prepare for these kind of question. You can't left these questions. You just need to have the pros and cons of all those control, the positives and negatives, and use these themes and prepare current affair examples, so that you can add these things like insane. Like if you just know that okay, judicial control is important, just go through this article, read this article, don't leave this article, just read this article, just use this opportunity to use this article in your answers. Like okay, LG thinks he is a court, and Supreme Court slams this LG of Delhi on felling of trees in Delhi Ridge area. Okay, so now we are witnessing that okay, LG is something that you can relate with the executive of this National Capital Territory of Delhi. So now Supreme Court is slamming this thing. So now you can see that okay, executive is being slammed by Supreme Court. So you just need to have this idea and you can use this in your answer. Awareness is important, article is not that important, but linking that article with the examples, with the current affair, with the static portion, with the PYQs is very important. Okay, I hope you are getting. You just need to write this article, in one line you just need to mention this article in your static note, or wherever you mentioned this kind of executive judicial control thing. I hope you are getting. Similarly, comparative public administration, every year I used to, every year or in every edition you will get one or two article from the international relations, comparative administration, so that you can use the thing somewhere in one point or the another. For example, let's say in India, if we are talking about that, okay, elected autocracy is there, is whether it is present in India or not. So in those questions you can simply go to the comparative public administration wale article. You can simply say that, okay, this is not present in India, because if you look at the Israel, if you look at the Myanmar, if you look at the Pakistan, if you look at the Iran, if you look at the other countries, you will find that the condition is not condition is like Indian condition is nothing in front of those conditions. So you can simply compare. You can use the CPA in your interviews as well. You can use the CPA in your answers as well. I hope you are getting. And comparison is one of the method of analysis. Comparison will help you. Comparison will make you analytical in your understanding, and that's why it is important. And that's why I used to cover some articles like, okay, what is happening in Maldives, what is happening in the other countries, Islamic Republic. Okay, I hope you are getting this. So you can just read these articles. Apart from that, development dynamics. So here this article is talking about humility in public discourse. Humility is going to help you in the life, in the public discourse, in the public administration. So if you read the article, you will get some points, and those points you can use, and you can link those points with the static portion that you have already studied. For example, this article is talking about first order moral and second order moral claims. So here you can relate it with the Follett conflict theory. Similarly, if you look at the conflict, Likert was also talking about conflict, in which he talked about two kind of conflict: substantive conflict and affective conflict. So just like your GS4 content, affective and cognitive model of your behavior, attitude and behavior, attitude per se. So similarly here also there are two kind of conflict as per this thinker called Likert. Most of you are not aware about this thing that Likert ने व्हील conflict पे कुछ बोला था, but हाँ बोला था, वो reading between the lines में कहीं कहीं थोड़ी एक लाइन में लिखा होता है. You will find in one or two lines in the entire administrative thinkers by Prasad and Prasad, and those lines I have read very thoroughly. So you can just read from here. You understand this thing that okay, Likert ने कुछ बोला था, and Likert talking about substantive and affective. Substantive is factual kind of thing. Factual means it is based on data analysis or some sort of like analytical or like factual value is there insofar as the conflict is concerned. But here it is about emotional thing, and when it comes to emotional conflict, it is not easy to solve these conflict. Likert specifically mentioned that the conflict of international relations are not that easy to solve because they are based on affective manner. Okay, I hope you are getting. So this emotional sort of thing is there. Similarly here also it is talking about first order moral claims call us to perform good and right action, and second order moral claim is going to help you in evaluating the people characteristic of virtuous and vicious things. So here it is the you can say one step thing, and here it is kind of virtuous and vicious cycle. So these are the things that is going to help you insofar as the kind of you can say analysis of this conflict related question is concerned. So इतना तो सबको पता है Follett के बारे में. You can go one point ahead and you can mention this Elizabeth Anderson. You can substantiate that okay, as per this thinker, problem of personal attacks as the failure of participation in a democracy. So when it comes to participation in democracy, the conflict with respect to participation in democracy, these first order and second order moral claims can be used, and this is how you just need to read the articles. Apart from that, you can also mention these Montesquieu and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar insofar as these kind of conflicts etc. are concerned, participation is concerned. Similarly, fake identity of a probationer IAS officer. So you can just read about the Pooja Khedkar thing from here, from this article. All these things were there in the market, so you can read it from any source. But yes, you have to understand that okay, here we are talking about recruitment, and if you look at the personal administration, there are some important themes of the syllabus like recruitment, training, or for that matter position and rank classification. These are the important heads from which UPSC used to ask question very oftenly. So here recruitment is something, if you look at the recruitment PYQ 2019, it talks about merit based fair recruitment. Similarly 2004 they asked recruitment is the backbone of public administration. So these PYQs are not only about reading PYQs or writing PYQs. You can just remember this thing, backbone of public administration. So when another question about recruitment has been asked in the later years, for example in 2025, let's say they ask this recruitment, so you can use this backbone of public administration somewhere in your answer. Okay, so this is very important to know. Apart from that, Woodrow Wilson, Max Weber, Herbert Simon, so how they talked about this kind of recruitment, etc. So Woodrow Wilson, the essay study of administration was written in the background of spoil system that was there in USA. So spoil system is the kind of, you can say, spoil system is opposite to the merit based system, fair recruitment system. So you can see that the entire existence, or the entire, you can say, origin of public administration started from the recruitment only. So when it comes to this question, let's say backbone of PubAd, so you can also say that it is not only about the backbone of the practice of public administration, even the theory of public administration has been originated from this idea of recruitment only, because spoil system was there, and Woodrow Wilson wrote the essay, The Study of Administration, in 1887 in order to solve this problem of spoil system by introducing the merit-based recruitment system. So recruitment is the backbone of both study and the kind of practice of public administration. In this way, you need to analyze the article, you need to use your knowledge. Max Weber, Theory of Bureaucracy, outlined the principle of meritocracy. You must be knowing about this thing. Herbert Simon emphasized on fact rather than values. He was a kind of positivist thinker, post-positivist thinker, and that's why merit-based system can be linked. Similarly, another article is all about medical ethics. Okay, administrative ethics is important, so you can just read it in order to have some vocabulary with respect to ethics. Apart from that, public policy. So this article is talking about the behavioral aspects of public policy. It was in the Hindu Business Line. It is very important article insofar as your static portion of public policy is concerned. You just need to have some idea with respect to this article. This is very self-explanatory article. You can read it from here. Apart from that, you need to relate it with the nudge theory of behavioral economics that was covered in the previous articles that we have covered earlier. Economic survey also covered those things, nudge behavior, nudge theory. So it covered those things with respect to the PHEL scheme, the kind of subsidy, like people are giving up subsidy. So all those things were introduced in the backdrop of nudge theory of behavioral economics that was covered in one of the previous economic survey of Government of India. Apart from that, economic policies to overcome unemployment. So here glossing over unemployment, so you can just have some idea with respect to what is happening insofar as the unemployment is concerned, because in development administration, in public policy also, they might ask you with respect to this thing, because they have linked the public administration, SDG, unemployment, etc. in the previous year as well. Apart from that, financial administration. So here you have some data with respect to financial administration. So the question for policy makers, so some sort of policy making, etc. is there. So in this article you will find some sort of relevance of Kautilya as well. So if you read the article, you will find that okay, Kautilya concept of taxation is more or less akin to the modern concept of administration. So Kautilya used to say that okay, when it comes to collection of revenues, the kind of revenue should be good. Apart from that, there should be multiple sources of taxation. Apart from that, he used to say that okay, current account expenditure, capital account expenditures are there, but capital expenditure should be more, so that we can have the virtuous cycle. If you link this thing with your economic survey had said that when it comes to investment, if you focus on investment, if you focus on capital investment, then what will happen, that it will initiate the virtuous cycle in the economy rather than vicious cycle. So that was highlighted by Arthashastra of Kautilya as well. So you just need to relate like this. Similarly, he was talking about public sector enterprise as well. Even Mughal administration used to say that these PSCs, the public sector enterprises, are karkhanas. So you can just relate with all these aspects. Similarly, here he was talking about the efficiency, he was talking about the coordination, good governance. So you can just have this idea, because if you look at the previous year question, even in 2025 UPSC relate this thing with this Kautilya Arthashastra with ethical governance. So these are the questions where UPSC used to ask very simple question. You just to have the kind of analogy of the things that okay, presently we have this system, and in Kautilya time Kautilya suggests this system. You just need to have this comparative analysis in your mind. Apart from that, importance of elections in the democracy. So after 2024 verdict, there was some articles, amplified messages, you can just read it. these are very interesting articles. You might not get any value addition as well sometimes, but yes, you have to have this kind of understanding that okay, in PubAd these are the important and kind of developments that are happening. Similarly, governments are undermining core tenets of democratic project by Shashi Tharoor. So this article is written by him. So there is only some good electoral news, so you can just read the highlighted portion. You will find some important value addition. So here you can see that he mentioned about democratic deconsolidation. What is democratic deconsolidation? What is democratic recession? What is elected autocracy? These are the things that you should know insofar as the mains as well as your interview is concerned, if you are from PubAd optional. Okay, I hope you are getting. Voter anonymity, totalizer story. So here this article is all about the totalizer. So you might come across the interview question as well, that what we have to improve insofar as the voter anonymity is concerned, or for that matter electoral reforms are concerned. So totalizer is one of the pending reform. Totalizer is basically is in sync with the right to privacy, because you must be knowing about this thing. If you don't know about it, just read this article. This is very easy to understand article, just to go through it. Apart from that, spiritual orientation, religious practice and court. So now here you need to relate this thing with the judicial papism. So when it comes to judiciary should not involve in the affairs of state, like in the affairs of administration. But yes, when it comes to this kind of like spiritual religious thing, judiciary being the protector of fundamental rights as well as the constitution will play its important role insofar as the judicial review is concerned. But on the other side, if you look at the positives, you know that okay, judicial review is there. If you can quote various judgments like ये FGM को वो किया था, उसके अलावा सबरीमाला, you can mention these things in positive. But in negative, you need to analyze the articles properly. Here you can mention the keyword called judicial papism. तो जैसे जुडिशरी का, जैसे पोप होते थे पहले के ज़माने में यूरोपियन हिस्ट्री में, पोप यूज्ड टू बी देयर हु टेल यू दैट व्हाट इज राइट और रॉन्ग. सिमिलरली हियर जुडिशरी इज समथिंग दैट इज टेलिंग यू व्हाट इज राइट और रॉन्ग. सो दिस इज नोन एज जुडिशियल पेपिज्म. सो दीज आर द कीवर्ड्स दैट you need to understand, you need to mention in your answers while you are analyzing the articles. Similarly, parliamentary proceedings. So there are some facts with respect to how parliamentary proceedings took over. So facts are there, so you can just, so this is what you will find in this magazine, like relevance date. So you will get the various like earlier what happened, that I used to write incorporate the articles and people were kind of confused at where to use those articles. So now you will find some sort of direction that okay, data is something that is important, the article is not that important. Okay, I hope you are getting. Similarly, in some places keyword is important, like judicial papism, like similar keywords are there. Similarly here data is important. So here if you look at the central government workforce project to come down by around 48,000. So now these are the keywords, these are the data that you can use in your answer. Normalizing a shadow executive. So now we are having this shadow executive. So again, the analysis is not important, the kind of, you can say, you just need to have this keyword shadow executive, and you can use it in your answer, that okay, non-state actors. You can also use it as the positive thing while writing about the civil society organization, because if civil society organization are becoming active participant in the process of democracy, then they are acting like a shadow executive. It is a good thing. But when it comes to vested interest, negative interest, self-interest, then you can incorporate it as the negative point as well, that shadow executive हो रहा है. So in this way you just need to relate and use these things in your favor. I hope you are getting. Governor subverting federalism. So Supreme Court to examine this thing. This was in the news in all the mock question, be it GS mock question of GS paper 2 or for that matter PubAd paper 2. You will find this kind of questions every year in your optional or for that matter in GS. Okay, so just prepare very well for your governor thing, and you will definitely get a question either in GS2 or in GS or in PubAd paper 2. Okay, so I used to give articles like इस वाले गवर्नर की वो लड़ाई हो गई, वो वाले गवर्नर की लड़ाई हो गई, and at the end what will happen, that you will find the question in mock as well as in your original UPSC mains paper as well. In your interview also this is going to be an important thing. So just go through various articles, various things that are there. Okay, I hope you are getting. Similarly, we have administrative reform. So here role of state in mining taxes. So again this issue is something that you just need to go through it. Okay, constitutional provisions, what are the constitutional provisions, etc. Similarly, people versus population. So here this is the interesting article insofar as the district administration is concerned, that how people and population are different. So you can just go through the highlighted portion and you can basically, if you are watching this from video, you can pause and read, and if you are the subscriber of PubAdpedia magazine, you have this PDF, you can just read it, and you need to understand that how these are the things that can help you in your writing the PYQs as well. This is very important. Law and order. In Jammu region, there is a kind of rise in the militancy. So what were the reasons? So the reasons are basically, you can imagine those reasons, like the forces are not very much dense insofar as the Jammu is concerned as compared to Kashmir. So this is the one of the reasons. Similarly, the kind of communication is missing, the kind of infrastructure the security infrastructure is not that strong. So these are the things that you need to know for your interview as well. So in this way, I hope you are getting this. Similarly, new criminal laws. So this is very important, and you need to have the 360-degree analysis of this topic specifically. We have covered this thing in the various editions of your PubAdpedia magazine, so you can read it. Similarly, new criminal laws, so various articles are there. Planning and priorities. So plan and priorities is the part, and nowadays questions are asked from the Niti Aayog. So here you can see Niti Aayog used to give some sort of reports study, and in previous year also UPSC used to ask the questions from Niti Aayog. So we thorough with the Niti Aayog topic. This is also a very important topic. If they ask any question from plan and priority, it 99% chances that there are 99% chances that the question will be from Niti Aayog only. So be ready with the Niti Aayog ideas, like what is Niti Aayog, what are the key elements, the competitive federalism, cooperative federalism, the kind of like it used to be an ideation hub, it used to provide the kind of reports, the kind of you can say vision document, the kind of 3-year action agenda. So it is supporting like that. Similarly, it has decentralized planning in India. If you look at the second ARC, it gave this idea of decentralized planning by formulation of district council and district planning calendar. It has recommended. And in UPSC also, in PubAd paper 2 in CSM 24, they have asked this question with respect to decentralized planning with respect to Gram Sabha. Okay, so in 20 marker they ask about Gram Sabha, and in those questions you have to write the entire knowledge of your second ARC as well as your optional. I hope you are getting this. Similarly, this disaster as a policy failure. So again, disaster is natural as well as man-made, and it is man-made. When it comes to man-made disaster, these are linked with your policy disaster, because what happened is that because of the lack of policy, people used to suffer and people used to face the challenges of disaster. So these are the things that you need to understand. In this way, you will be able to analyze the important articles. I have not covered the things in very detailed manner because I know that the audience demands a short content and you can easily read these things. Okay, so that's why I have not covered very elaborately. I hope you are getting, and you can subscribe to PubAdpedia channel for the daily current affairs update for your public administration. अगर आप यहाँ तक आ गए हैं तो thank you for listening to this. You can simply subscribe PubAdpedia channel on your Telegram. You can also search PubAdpedia directly in the search bar at Telegram, and you will find the important articles on daily basis. Okay, and if you want, you can also subscribe the magazine. Okay, as simple as that. I hope you are getting. This is all about this article. This is all about this magazine of July 2024, and I will try to cover more magazines in the upcoming days. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.